I gotta prop these sugar canes back up straight. In this video, I'm finna just give out some gardening tips, you know what I'm saying? I had to do this anyway, so I was like, let me just make a video, man. This is just a regular day for me. We was out of town, we came back, so I'm checking on the plants. Now look, these are all fruit trees. For example, these right here are jackfruit trees. This is a mamey tree right here. And look, I use this soil right here. I used compost. I'm gonna show you the compost in a minute. But in this compost, there's seed. This right here is actually a tomato plant. Look, it grew out of the little hole in the bag. Look right here. I just noticed that today. That's a tomato plant, Makai. Get yourself on the camera, man. Say what's up.
What's up?
Makai on the camera right now. So anyway, so look, this right here is a jackfruit. A whole bunch of jackfruit trees that I ended up just throwing in here because I put them in the compost and they just went to sprouting crazy. And I haven't even been keeping care of them. And they just grow on their own. Jackfruits, out of all the fruit trees that I've ever got, are the most impressive to me as far as how easy they grow. Look, like I just threw these in the bag. This is maybe months. This is months ago. And look, you can still see it's green in the seed. The seed is still, like I could put this in the soil and it'll grow a tree. Jackfruits are incredible, but you know, these are all fruit trees. So what I'm gonna do now is, I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna look at this sugar cane. Look, let me show you another thing that I do. When it comes to gardening and growing fruit trees, just plants in general, I've noticed that rainwater work the best. If you notice right here, I just leave this out because look, right up here, when it rains, the rain come off the roof. So what I do, I catch the rainwater. So these buckets I set right here, and when I know it's about to rain, I'll open these buckets up and I'll catch it. We literally just had a hurricane that came through. It didn't hit us, it went up and it hit towards the panhandle, kind of by Tampa, but it was raining hard over here. So I caught all this water. So if it don't rain for a couple weeks, this will be enough water to keep to like get us through. So that's one tip. Rainwater works real good. What I noticed was the city water, it kills the plants. So look, here goes the compost right here that we've been making. Take a look at it. And that's, I got a video on that called How to Start Composting for Beginners. You should check it out. Check that out. These are actually watermelon sprouts. I threw a watermelon in here. So
watermelon sprouts?
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now is, I'm gonna take this compost. I wanna use this compost right over here. What I want to do is I want to use this compost, but at the same time, I'm thinking right now on the fly, I don't want them watermelon sprouts to start growing over here by the sugar cane. Because let me show you. Notice right here, because of the way the wind was blowing and bouncing off of this,
oh, yeah,
it pushed them all over. And this is the sugar cane. And I really want to see this all the way through. So I gotta prop these sugar canes back up straight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this compost to do that. So watch how I do it. And so with gardening and growing plants, it's just kind of like, I just kind of use logic, you know what I mean? Like when I look, I see those are bent over, so they got to get put back up straight. So I need to put something on the base of those plants to hold them up straight. So I'll use this. I want to use this, but like I say, if I put that soil in there,
the watermelons might grow.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this batch instead. So I'm gonna drag this over here, and we're gonna prop these sugarcane plants up. And like I say, I'm just doing this video because every day I come out here and I just survey and see what the plants are looking like, see if they're growing too much. Like for example, as I'm talking, I'm noticing this right here. So these are actually, I put a video up about this that you can watch too. I took a helper plant from out of the compost. Like these watermelon plants are helper plants. So I could literally take these sprouts and put them in some soil and grow some watermelons. All of these right here is literally from one helper plant. I'm gonna transplant this. Look at it, look how it looks. I don't even know if there's really a fruit or squash or what, but I'm about to drop it back here in the garden and I'll keep y'all in the loop. And it was actually a sweet potato sprout. So what I did was I put the sweet potato sprout, it was one little sprout, I put it right over here. And from that, it just took over. So all of these are sweet potatoes. Now watch this. How sweet potatoes work, look. You see this right here, these roots, every place you see these roots, when they take root to the ground, they'll grow into the ground, and each one of these will grow a whole new sweet potato. So all of these roots that are going into the ground are all sweet potatoes that are starting to form under the ground. And months from now, I'll do a video and I'll pull them sweet potatoes up. But you could actually eat these leaves. So I've been eating, yeah, they taste like spinach. So I've been eating these leaves. I'm gonna actually clip these back and get these leaves and I'm gonna saute them up for one of these meals. Probably tomorrow I'll do that. So that's kind of how I kind of survey, and I kind of, you know, just make sure that everything's in order. But today, the task was to get these things going straight. I'm gonna take some of this compost right here. And there's some fruit scraps in here, but that's all right.
Is that a coconut?
Yeah, it's a coconut. What I'm gonna do is kind of just lift it up straight. And I'll try to use this coconut to kind of prop it up. See that?
Oh.
And also what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna clip these leaves back just to give the plant more room to grow. This plant right here is actually a comfrey plant. That's one of the most amazing plants I've come across. It healed our son's broken toe. All you gotta do is take one of them leaves, kind of crush it up.
Didn't it heal Jaquan's leg?
Yep, Jaquan tore his ACL, and he crushed that leaf up and wrapped it around his ACL, and right here like this on his knee. And look, like a week of doing that, it healed it. And the doctors was telling him that he was gonna need surgery. So, and there's a lot of all types of testimonies about this comfrey plant and what it's good for. We actually gave one of them away. But if you don't know about it, I highly suggest looking into it. So what I'm doing is I'm propping up this angle of the plants. And look, this right here is actually, this plant right here, if you notice it's different, this is a turmeric plant. So we got turmeric growing. All you need is a little piece of turmeric. It kind of look like ginger, like if you just get one from the grocery store. If you put it under the ground, give it probably 4 or 5 months, it'll start growing a sprout. And then give it about a year, it'll be ready to harvest. So this right here is actually ginger. That's how the ginger looks. So it's ginger roots growing under the ground. And these are turmeric. So we got turmeric and ginger going in between the sugarcane. And the most viral video that I've ever done
Was about sugarcane.
Yep, it was the same plant that I took some nodes off of. God, look on the inside. And it's just super wet and full of sugar water. And you see these coming out? These are roots. So each one of these nodes will grow a whole nother sugarcane plant. So look, all you gotta do, take this right here, put it in some dirt, and then it grow a whole nother sugarcane. And I dropped them here in the garden. And so now they're growing. And so it's, these plants are kind of like special to me because it literally got 35 million views. Right now we're over 750,000 subscribers on YouTube. And so the sugarcane plant was a major part of that success. So I want to see these sugarcane plants all the way to fruition. So I'm just putting this soil. Look, you can see the sugarcane right here. See it? Right there. Oh, that's sugarcane.
I see it.
So it's starting to grow. So I'm using this soil, like I say, to prop these up again because the hurricane bent them over. And I feel like if I don't do this, if it ever get windy, it might break them over and crack them. And so they're not really stable. And that's what I'm looking for with this. And like I said, I'm just using logic. I've never grown sugarcane. But what I do know also is that this soil right here is packed full of nutrients. So all the nutrients in this compost is going to be going into these roots of this sugarcane, and it'll help it grow. You know what I mean? So this was one of the tasks that I had to do today, was get these straight. And so now what I'm doing, I'm using my hands and I'm packing them down. I'm packing the ground down to make it more solid and stable because I want these plants to grow up straight. This one, I think I need another scoop. Probably 2 more scoops. When it comes to gardening, one thing that I'm starting to notice when it comes to growing plants, when I stop paying attention to them, is when things start going wrong. You got to keep your eye on them, and it really reminds me of life. When you stop paying attention to your goals and you kind of just start slacking off and start paying attention to other things, you'll miss things that are happening that are signs of things that you got to start paying attention to. It's just like life. But when you pay attention on a daily to your goals, you'll notice the things you need to notice that need attention on a day in and day out, and that help you keep you on track. So now what I'm doing, check this out. So now notice how it's like a lot of these green leaves coming off this sugarcane plant. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut these leaves back just to give the plant space in between them to start growing more like easily. And I'm gonna actually let these leaves dry out and put them right in the compost. So these leaves that I'm cutting is actually gonna end up making more soil for either these plants or other ones that I grow. Nothing goes to waste, man. Everything that, even the weeds that I pick, like these weeds right here, I'll pick these when I get around to them. I'll pick them, and then I put them in a pile and I let them dry out and I put them in the compost. Look, but when you go through the weeds, you might notice things like this. Look at this.
Sarah seed?
Yep, that's Sarah seed. This is good for females when they're on their menstrual cramps. You can make a tea out of this, or you could crush it down in some water using a mortar and paste. When a female drink this on her period, it make her cramps go away. It's a trip. And that's good for a lot of different things. It's good for like if you get sick. So whenever I see this Sarah seed, I let it keep growing. For when I need it, I can go, I know right where it's at. You know what I mean? The Sarah seed, take a look now that we're talking about it. This how the leaves look. So when you see a leaf like this, and it grows like a vine, and also you'll notice these little swirly things like that it uses to grip and grow. They like to grow up fences a lot, but they'll grow right on the ground. So anytime you see the Sarah seed, and Sarah seed will have these little yellow flowers like this on it. You'll notice these little yellow flowers on the Sarah seed plant. Trust me, very useful plant. You want to take note of that, especially if you live down south in the tropics. They're in the islands, all through Florida. Trust me, they work, man. And help with headaches too. So here we go. I'm just making room as these sugarcane plants are growing up. I'm actually about to write a book, and the title is extremely catchy. But the book is going to be showing how you could start a garden with pretty much no money. Very little money you could start a garden. But there's a method that I use that actually leads to free gardening, man. You won't have to pay for nothing. You know what I mean? You could keep replenishing your garden over and over. And so my book is going to be about how to do just that. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in that type of information. Now take a look. See how we cleaned that spot up over there? Now that sugarcane coming straight up. Job done. Super simple. And like I say, just simple tips. Hopefully you got some gain from that. Last thing I'm going to show you. See how I got all of this right here? This is all stuff that I've gotten around the property. And you notice it's drying out. So I throw this over here, and what I do is I chop this up. Once that turn brown, I'll chop all this up and I throw it right in the compost. Anyways, prayers up, blessings up.